everybody, welcome to the Successful Showgirl. My name is Kitty and today I wanted to talk a little bit to you about, do you have a schedule for your performing? Do you have a habit tracker? Do you track your habits? Do you introduce new habits? So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to build up a schedule for performing. So in this group we've got some people who are absolute brand new performers, and we've got some people who are full-time performers and perform all the time. So people are going to have different schedules. You're going to have different schedules around your job. You're going to have different if you've got a full-time job, it's going to be very, very different to if you're a full-time performer. All right. So I want you to have a little think about each week, what kind of things are you doing towards getting towards your performing goals? People who are creatives are really, really good at the making up their acts part, but then all the other things that come with being a performer we become not so good at. So things like, are you sending out regular applications? Are you regularly showing up on your social media so people know who you are? Are you regularly reaching out to people on either social media or through emails, again, so that producers and people know who you are? Are you doing these things? Are you training? Are you rehearsing? Are you regularly sorting out your costumes? Or are you like me, where you just leave it until your costume is like absolutely destroyed and then you're like, shit, I've got to get a new costume now? That's what I do, and that's a bad habit that I'm going to get out of. So I want you to have a little think about the things that you think a performer would do if you were a full-time professional performer, but you kind of like brush to one side, because if they're the things you're not doing, they are probably be the things that are holding you back from getting more bookings or from getting more well-paid bookings as well. Because obviously if you're not looking after your costumes, you're not training, you're not rehearsing, the quality of your bookings that you're going to get is going to be a lot lower than those people who are training every day and rehearsing every day, who are really working on their costumes and making them look incredible. Yeah, so we want to be thinking about how we can start stacking habits. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about habit stacking. The problem with us as creators is we have like 5,000 ideas and we do everything all at once. We go all in and then often we don't finish things, okay? So I want you to think about when you need to add a new habit into your schedule, instead of saying like we do at New Year, where we all go, right, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this year, and then by the end of Jan, it's all, nothing has been done. We want to start introducing one habit a week so that we're slowly building up to having this kind of schedule. So if you've got no regular habits that you do towards performing, you're brand new, you might want to just introduce going to a class a week or doing a rehearsal each week. If this is something that you do regularly, you might want to start introducing new things, like, for example, once a week I'm going to fix my costumes up. Once a week I'm going to do some vocal practice. Once a week I'm going to do some, I don't know, musical instrument practice. 3 times a week I'm going to do some yoga and stretch, whatever. It's going to depend on what your kind of performing is. But try and think about how you can stack your habits. So I've been doing this since January. So I started off with going to one silks class a week. And then the next week I added in having PT session as well, okay? And then the week after I added in vocal practice 3 times a week and piano practice. I do them at the same time, so do them one after the other. Yeah, so do half an hour singing practice, half an hour piano practice. So I added those in next. I didn't add everything in all at once because it's overwhelming. I've done it slowly over time. Yeah, this week I'm adding in 1 day a week. I'm going to work on my costumes. Okay, so I'm slowly building up habits. So each week on a Sunday night I plan my week, and I know this looks really scruffy, but I like to do it on paper. But you could do it however you want to do it. You could do it in like a little diary. You could do it on computer, on a spreadsheet, whatever. But I plan out my week. I plan and I make sure that all those habits are getting done. So I have a habit tracker as well in my journal. And can you see at the bottom here, I've got all those habits listed. and then I can tick them off if I've done them. So you can see here that I did those 2 things, but this week I didn't do my vocal or my piano practice, yeah, because alternate weeks I have my little girl at home, so I can't do it on that day. But next week on the Monday I will be able to do it on that day, yeah. So I'm making sure that I'm checking that I'm actually doing the things that I've said that I'm going to do and ticking them off. And then if I look at the end of the week and I've not done them, I need to ask myself, why have I not done them? Is it because I'm being lazy, or is it just because I've overwhelmed myself and I've given myself too many things planned in, and maybe that's not a good day to do that thing on because things tend to crop up on that day, or you don't have any childcare on that day, or that's a day when you actually have a whole day off and you don't want to do anything, yeah? So I want you to think about each week planning your week like a performer. It's going to help you boost your bookings, and it's also going to help you to get more professional bookings if you're treating yourself as if you are a performer. Obviously, I know people have other jobs and that gets in the way, but if you're thinking of yourself as a professional performer and doing the things that a professional full-time performer would do, you are going to start really, really feeling like you belong, and you're going to start putting yourself out there more. You're going to start attracting better things. You're going to start feeling like you deserve to apply for good jobs and to get good jobs and to ask for good fees because you're putting the work in. If you're not putting the work in, you're going to feel like you don't deserve it, yeah? So don't overwhelm yourself. Start with one habit this week and give yourself a new habit each week for the next few weeks, and see if you can keep it up and you can build that into a regular schedule to help your performing. I hope that's helpful, and I'll see you all soon.